Welcome to Sacramento. That is the buzzword of the day today. One of the most recognizable athletes in the world is in Sacramento tonight, having signed on to become a minority owner of the Sacramento Kings.
The formal announcement will come tomorrow, but if a picture's worth 1,000 words, well, this is it. The NBA superstar was Sacramento Kings owner Vivek Ranadive. And along with the photo came this tweet from Ranadive. He says, quote, "Join me in welcoming Shaq to the Sacramento Kings. Only one way to go from here." So we have team coverage tonight. KCRA 3's Mike Lurie at Sleep Train Arena with more on the newest member of the Kings ownership group.
First, though, Mike DeSalle live for us at the proposed site of a new downtown arena with the impact Shaq could have on that project. Mike.
And Galston, ask 3 people what impact Shaquille O'Neal might have on the effort and the push to get a new downtown arena built right here at the Downtown Plaza, and you're going to get 3 very different answers, including one answer that a public relations specialist called, quote, wishful thinking. So is news of Shaquille O'Neal buying into the Kings spread on Sacramento's basketball courts?
He's like a big name. He's really popular.
I asked 3 specific people this question. Now that Shaquille O'Neal is on board, what, if anything, does that mean for the effort to get an arena built downtown? Public relations specialist Doug Elmet said Shaq sends an immediate message that strengthens the downtown arena effort.
His involvement now shows that the owners, the investors, the city are absolutely serious about building this arena and keeping the Kings here in Sacramento.
However, the head of Sacramento's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Steve Hammond, offered a different assessment.
I think the arena deal is put to bed. So I'm feeling really good about that, whether the Shaq was part of the Kings ownership group or not.
And Julian Camacho, one of the people pushing for a public vote on taxpayer money being used to support a downtown arena, not only said
it has, in our opinion, little if no effect at all.
He went so far as to say Shaq's celebrity is helping his cause because it means more exposure for his taxpayer initiative.
It keeps the issue on the front burner.
To that, Doug Elmetz said this.
And that's wishful thinking, and they're trying to spin it any way they can. The reality is that having Shaquille O'Neal as part of the ownership team that wants to build this arena can only accrue to the benefit of those that want to keep the Kings here in Sacramento.
And back here live, speaking of the signature gathering effort to try and put the public funding of a downtown arena to a vote, Julian Camacho again assured me that he will have the signatures needed to put this issue to a vote if taxpayer dollars are going to be used to fund a downtown arena. However, he would not give me a specific number of signatures they currently have in hand. Live at the site of the proposed downtown arena here at 7 to K, I'm Mike DeSalle, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, that's interesting, Mike. Okay, thanks. Well, late this afternoon, it was a case of one former NBA star talking about another. Sacramento Mayor Kevin Johnson telling us he hasn't forgotten about Shaq calling our team the Sacramento Queens, but he says he is happy to have him on our side now.
And him to be an owner is something I'm very proud of, because when you have somebody like him in an ownership position, that means a player's perspective is always going to be welcomed at the table. And in terms of Sacramento, we'll forget pretty quick. He comes back, and I can remember some of the comments he made about Sacramento, but we're a community that has a short memory in this case, and we'll embrace them fully.
Today's announcement that Shaq wants to become a pivotal part of the Kings organization came as a shock to a lot of people. KCRA 3's Mike Lurie live at Sleep Train Arena with more on why some are calling the development stunning. Mike?
Well, Kelly, it's stunning and also ironic because Shaquille O'Neal tormented the Kings for years, knocking them out of the playoffs and then mocking the players by calling them queens. But things have changed. He was a 3-time champion with Los Angeles, and some Kings fans will never forgive or forget.
Very angry. He's a Laker, and always will be a Laker. We don't need him.
But current players like power forward Jason Thompson seem enthused about O'Neal joining the ownership of the Kings, where he's expected to take DeMarcus Cousins under his wing and mold him into an elite NBA center.
The advice he's going to give him individually, he's going to make sure that the franchise becomes successful. So it's going to be that much more emphasized.
O'Neal brings some added pizzazz to the Kings ownership, where he's friendly with 24-hour fitness owner Mark Mastrop, and the players are feeling positive.
Like I said, it's going in the right direction. Shaq is definitely going to, I'm sure, be a vocal guy when it comes to the locker room as well.
Certainly vocal in the past when it came to trash-talking the Kings, the Lakers' cross-state rival.
But like I said, I'm not worried about the Sacramento Queens. Write it down, take a picture, send it to them. I don't care.
Shaq told USA Today he made those comments to publicize the playoff series. He wanted the game to be the most watched ever.
Even with the King and Laker rivalry back in the day, I've always been a fan of Shaq, just for his tenacity and his jovialness. He's just a fun guy, and he comes to work every day.
And indeed, Shaquille O'Neal will be working here again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock when he is formally introduced as the newest member of the minority ownership of the Sacramento Kings. Reporting live from Sleep Train Arena, Mike Lurie, KCRA 3 News.
Okay, Mike.
Worry about the Sacramento Queens. Not at all. Write it down, take a picture, send it to them. I don't care.
We took video, and that was 11 years ago. And Shaq apparently can have a change of heart. Tonight, Sacramento Kings fans have a new name for their biggest villain, part owner.
Well, the Kings made the big announcement today. News 10's Nick Monticelli is here now, and I don't know, should we have seen this coming?
Well, yeah, we probably should have seen it coming. But first, I'm going to tell you what Shaq is actually saying right now. He told USA Today, what interests me in this deal is the new vision, the new Kings, the new everything. I've always wanted to be a part of something like this. It's going to be great. Now, back to why we should have known this is going on. It's this picture right here. Vivek Ranadive, Mark Mastroff, and Shaq met at Vivek's house back in June. Many assume they were talking about Shaq mentoring DeMarcus Cousins. Maybe they were. He probably needs it. But now we also know Shaq is a minority owner of the Kings. We don't know how much he owns, though, and there are plenty of critics of Shaq, especially after those Sacramento Queens comments he made back in 2002. But he was a player then, and listen to what he said when asked about it 4 years later.
I wanted everybody riled up. Sacramento fans were riled up. Phil Jackson added to the comments with the cowbells and all that. And, it was a great place to play. It was a scary place to play, but you had to be on your A game. And if it wasn't for the people of Sacramento, we wouldn't have been on our A game, and we probably wouldn't have won 3.
Did you hear that? Sacramento was a scary place to be. You had to be on your A game. Not bad, Shaq. You may have redeemed yourself with the Kings fans who didn't see that. Now, I mentioned Shaq as a businessman now. You have to admit, having Shaq as an owner, that's a great business move.
But it's fun. I think it's a kind of a brilliant move by them. He's the guy that the Kings fans loved to hate back in the day, but his celebrity status is still bigger than ever, and I think his profile is huge, and he's going to be a nice addition.
Well, and that's kind of the point here when you think about it. Shaq could have spent $1 on the Sacramento Kings, but the Kings are getting a lot of bang for the buck here. A lot of publicity, a lot of video of him falling out of little kids' cars. It's over and over again. So he's a great character, and he's certainly going to bring a lot of bang to the Kings right now.
He'll probably be at some of the games. So.
Oh, of course he will be. Yeah, absolutely. Courtside, why not?
Okay, so the big unveiling presentation is tomorrow?
10 o'clock press conference at the Kings practice facility. He's going to be there. We've got a surprise for you tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you about it, but we've got some bombshells of our own to bring in.
Excellent.
And that Shaq in our community,
right.
Part of the Kings.
Can he fit? I don't know if he's tall enough to, or if our doors are big enough to get him in here.
We'll get him in. All right.
He's made it interesting already, I'll say that.
Thanks, Nick.